Hi guys, it is April from Getting Hooga With It. I am doing another round of Konmari with me on my contemporary shelves, so let's get into it. So I am so close to being done. I have 2 shelves left. It feels really good, like truly amazing. This has been something I've been at for a while now. I've been working on for quite a while. So if you don't know, I'm going through my bookshelves and getting rid of anything that doesn't spark joy and keeping the ones that do spark joy. So these shelves, they're quite big. I've got a couple of rules for myself. So each shelf can fit around 35, 36 books. So my rule for myself is I have to dwindle these shelves down to 25. I can put 2 on a limbo shelf. If I go over 25, then I have to go over to my limbo pile and get rid of something there. Now there are only 21 books on this shelf. They're all like hardcover. I think that might be why, and they're quite chunky, a lot of them. So I could just walk away, but we're not about that. We're about reducing the amount of books on this shelf. So let's do it. Little Fires Everywhere by Celeste Ng. I'm absolutely keeping this. I really liked this book. It's funny, I didn't really like her first book, but this one I was totally hooked on. It's about a single mother and her daughter who move into this town where it's like a picturesque kind of town, and she causes a little bit of upheaval, let's just say. And she has conflict with a few people in the town. I really liked it, so I'm keeping it. Next up is The Buried Giant. This is about a couple who lose their son and they go on this search for him. I'm not really sure about this one. I'm gonna put it on the limbo pile because part of me really wants to keep it. I really loved Never Let Me Go, but the other part of me is not sure if it's for me or not. Zadie Smith, Swing Time. I think this is about 2 women who are dancers. I think one of them actually becomes a dancer and the other one doesn't. I have never read Zadie Smith and I'd really like to, so I'm going to keep this one. Carol Shields, Unless. This is about a story between a mother and her child, her daughter. I don't think I want to keep this. I'm gonna part ways with this one. Similarly, I'm gonna part ways with The Illegal for a couple of reasons. This is about running and about a man who runs. It's also one of those library copies. I got it at a library sale and I just don't want this on my shelves. I've got another book of his. He wrote the Book of Negroes, which I loved, but I have another book of his on my shelves and I think I'd prefer to read that over this, so I'm gonna just part ways with it. Life Before Man by Margaret Atwood. This is a signed copy that Barry got me. Where is the signing? There it is. I'm gonna keep this for obvious reasons. Next up is Winter Solstice by Rosamund Pilcher. I'm gonna keep this one because I don't know if I'm a Rosamund Pilcher person or not, but this is the only book of hers that I have on my shelves, and I'd like to see if I am going to like her, because there are quite a few novels I can choose from after that. This takes place just a few days before Christmas, and we're following 5 people who have suffered great loss and they come together. So I'm going to keep it and see what happens. The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I've heard really good things about this. Overall, very good things. This is about a family that moves to Alaska, I think in the 70s, and the father is abusive, and he's in the military and had suffered through war, and I don't know if that has turned him into an abusive person or if he was already abusive. Anyway, the move to Alaska proves to be really difficult for the family, so I'm going to keep this one for sure. Next up is The Swan Thieves. This is about an art piece that was vandalized majorly in an art gallery, and you find out why it was vandalized. I don't know that this is for me. It's a mystery spanning continents and centuries. I just don't know. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the limbo shelf and see what happens in the end. It's also a library copy, which doesn't please me. Let's see what happens at the end. White Oleander by Janet Finch. This is about a mother and daughter. The mother, I think, kills someone, and so the daughter is sent to all of these foster homes, and it's her experience at these foster homes. This is really well known and well loved, so I think I want to keep this. Just 'cause I want to know what all of the buzz is about, so I'm going to keep this one. Next up is Life of Pi. This is a really tough read. I found it a really tough read, but I also really loved this read. It's about a little boy, a ship goes down, and he ends up on like a raft kind of thing with a bunch of animals. Very good. I'm going to keep this one. Half Broke Horses by Jeanette Walls. This is, it says a true life novel, so it's based on her life. I think it's based on her grandmother. Jeanette Walls wrote The Glass Castle. I love her writing so much. I am keeping this. Next up is The Two Family House. This is about two neighbors. I think they're family, and in the middle of a blizzard, two babies are born minutes apart. I like the idea of exploring two female friendships, but I just don't think I want to read it, so I'm going to part ways with this one too. The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. I am truly terrified of this. I tried to read The Secret History and I didn't like it. I'm assuming I'm not going to like this either, but I need to know. You know, I just need to know, so I'm going to keep it. Next up is The Story Sisters by Alice Hoffman. It's about mother-daughter relationships. I am kind of curious about this one, so I'm going to keep this one. Next up is another Alice Hoffman, The Probable Future. This has practical magic vibes to it. This is about a family in which the women have certain powers. So one can see people's dreams. Others can actually see the future. The whole premise of this kind of surrounds a murder that occurs, and that just sounds great, so I'm keeping it. In the Unlikely Event by Judy Blume follows a time in which several planes fall from the sky all in the same time, and you kind of go back and forth in time with how that affects people in this town where this happens. It sounds great. I wish that it wasn't a library copy, but I'm going to keep it because it just sounds fantastic. 1,000 Splendid Suns. I really want to keep this. This is apparently going to break your heart in pieces, just like the Kite Runner is apparently supposed to break your heart into pieces, so I'm ready for that. The Interestings by Meg Wolitzer. I don't think this is for me. I will be honest, I don't think it's for me. This is about 6 teenagers at a summer camp for the arts, and how they kind of break up over time and come back together, and I just don't want to read it. The Crowning Glory of Calla Lily Ponder. I really enjoyed The Divine Secrets of the Yo-Yo Sisterhood. It's by the same author, and it's got that kind of vibe to it. So I think I'd like to keep this for a summer read. It would be a good summer read, I think. Astonish Me is about the ballet world, but it's about not the not so pretty part of the ballet world. This actually might be something great to read at Christmas time. Every Christmas, well, I really love going to see the Nutcracker every Christmas, if I can. So this might be a good one to read around that time. Next up is Bellevue Square. This is about a woman who finds out she has a doppelganger. She lives in Toronto, and everyone assumes she has a twin. And so she kind of tries to get people to corral together and find this twin for her, well, her doppelganger, it's not her twin. And then those people start going missing. It sounds so interesting. I'm definitely keeping this one. Paula Spencer is the sequel to The Woman Who Walked Into Doors. It's about abuse. This follows her after, I guess, her escape from the abuse, and I really want to read this. Mrs. Queen Takes the Train. It just sounds so cute. This is about the queen just up and leaving the palace and trying to live like a day in a normal life. It just sounds adorable. I have to read this. Birdie is next, and truthfully, I knew when I picked this up, this might not be for me. I just don't think I want to keep this, so I'm gonna pass this along and hope someone else loves it. The Enchanted by Renee Denfield. Now again, unfortunately, this is a library copy, but I've heard so many good things about this that I want to keep it. It's about the prison system. I think there is magical realism in here, which is slightly terrifying for me, but I'm willing to give it a go, so I'm gonna keep it. And finally, there's The Girls by Emma Cline. I read this, loved it very much, based on Charles Manson and his family. I really found this fascinating, so I'm keeping this one. Guys, I did well. I got rid of 5 books. I've got 2 books from my limbo shelf, and I'm very, very proud. I only have 1 more to go. I think I'm gonna film it right now too. Oh. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments below what book you would have gotten rid of, because it's not easy to get rid of books, but at the same time, it feels so cathartic. So I'd love to know what you would have gotten rid of, and I'll talk with you soon. Bye, guys.